Thanks for coming back for another custom conversation today. I'm here with Candice. Thank you so much for taking a few minutes to tell your story.
Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. So, we're just going to dive right in. So what I'd love to have you do is just take us back a little bit first. Where were you before you came into the office? Talk about what life was like. Talk about how you were feeling. Maybe what you tried before in terms of approaches to weight loss before you came in our door.
Sure. I haven't always struggled with my weight. It was actually after I had my children, and my younger one was probably about 5, that I started struggling with my weight.
Yeah.
4 years ago, I decided to go back to school. I work full time, and that's when it really took a toll. They're in sports, so fast food, pizza was more convenient than actually preparing things.
Yeah.
I tried the 21-day fix in the beginning years ago, had success with that, but the minute you stop doing all of that, you gain all the weight back. I did Advocare with some friends at work. Didn't have much success with that.
Okay.
I tried It Works. No success with that at all. So I decided, I stepped on the scale one morning, and I was my highest I've ever been, even before I had the boys, and I said I need to do something. So I signed up for a consultation and came a week later.
Okay. Yeah, and I think that's a place that a lot of us will find yourselves where I kind of hear you saying it kind of snuck up on you.
Yep.
Life happens, stresses can mount, and then all of a sudden you're in a place one day where you feel like, man, I don't really know how I got here, but I don't like it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was it from that, I guess that feeling side? How did you feel about where things were at that point? Was energy affected? Were clothes fitting the wrong way? What was it?
Everything.
Okay.
Yeah. None of my clothes fit me. I was almost pushing a size 16. My energy, I did not have any. It was a struggle most nights to get the kids to where they needed to be, to then try to sit down to do my homework, Yeah, everything.
Right, and that's such a tough space, because not only is it then, again, you don't feel, good in your own skin. You don't feel like you can, do the normal things you would expect. But when you have a family, you've got kids, you want to be able to be there for them, and it sounds like that was being taken away.
Correct.
Yeah. So talk about, that first step in the door, so to speak. What was it like, coming in the office? What was it like, considering our program? Were you skeptical? Were you nervous? Did you think that this was going to be another one of those, attempts that just didn't go anywhere?
Right. So I kept hearing the commercial on the radio on my way to work every day. The minute I walked in the door, everybody was so accommodating. The atmosphere is just so relaxing. It smelled great here.
Okay, we'll take that.
So when I actually had the consultation, the girl I met with was just amazing. She explained the whole thing from the beginning to the end. She was saying how she had done it herself, and so when it's the holidays, she knows she can cheat, and then she knows her tools to get right back on track with it. And then she went over payment options, and I was like shocked to see that I could use my HSA. So that was like the winner right there. I knew that right when she said that, I was going to sign up, because I wasn't going to go home and think about it or go over it with my husband, because I knew if I did, I wasn't going to come back. So I was like, I can use my HSA? Sold. We're doing it.
Yeah.
And
so that's great. I mean, I think it's important for a lot of people to know that, of course, depending on what, kind of care, you need, what we're going to set up for you, we have a lot of ways to make that work, and that's definitely one of them that's very popular.
Right.
From the other side, before you were there, before you're like, yes, I'm doing this, what was in your mind? What were your concerns? What were you thinking about? Well, is this really going to work? Can it work for me?
Right. I was worried about that. I was worried, did I have the self-discipline to do it myself? I knew I had support at home, but was I really truly ready to change this time? And having the support here, it's just something that I think, just a little push every day. You check in with your coach, and if something's not working, they tell you to try something different.
Yeah.
So
it's different to have that kind of connection daily.
Yeah. The accountability too,
I like that. So, let's dive right into the details then. So you got started, you made that commitment to yourself. Let's talk about what that was like. What did you actually accomplish?
I lost 30 pounds on the program.
Yeah. Wow.
I went from a size, like I said, I was going to be in a size 16 pants, down to a size 10 now.
Oh my gosh.
My energy is through the roof. I feel better about myself. Like, my mindset is a lot better about everything. I just feel, I don't know, like a whole different person.
Yeah, and that's incredible. I mean, so 30 pounds is a lot, but to say that your body changed that much too, that's sometimes even more dramatic.
Yeah.
So, but one of the things that you said, that mindset, talk to me more about that. What do you mean when you say that?
I feel like it's clearer for me to think things through, I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
Like, I don't feel so foggy in my head.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, that's important.
Okay.
People have said that, and I was just curious to hear exactly what that meant to you, because that's a big deal. A lot of us go through our day, and again, stress aside, I know there are times when I think all of us will feel that way, where I can't think straight. I feel like, my body is just not in the right space for you. So for you to say you knew what that was like, and this was a change, that's great.
Yeah.
It's a big deal.
I feel like I wake up in the morning with energy rather than being like, oh, it's time to get out of bed.
Yeah, big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 30 pounds in how long?
Since August.
Okay. So how much did you lose right during the time that we were working together on the program?
25 pounds.
Okay, 25. So 25, you lost that in about how much time exactly?
From August to November.
Okay, so yeah, just a couple of months. And then you've lost a little bit more since then.
Yep.
So talk about that. What has it been like, moving past the program and actually, back into real life, so to speak?
So there has been times that I've been bad, Thanksgiving and Christmas,
Sure.
but I know what I gotta do to get back on track. I know that I gotta eat better, keep drinking the water like I'm supposed to, stay away from the junk food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and that's just such an important detail, I guess, because you said you've tried a lot of other things before, and sometimes been able to get results, sometimes not, but even when you were able to make progress before, it didn't sound like it stuck. So
Correct.
what do you feel is the difference here and now? Why are you feeling like, why are you actually accomplishing keeping that weight off, and not only that, but continuing to lose more and still eating, in a way that's reasonable and what you want?
I think because I just feel better when I eat that way, where before it was more, especially when I was on the Advocare, I think more of the supplements kind of did whatever they needed to do, and then when I was done with that, that's when all the weight came back on, and then some. So
yeah, and isn't that the most defeating? Like, it's bad enough to commit yourself, do something, and not get results, but if you kind of have that hope restored, and then it comes just crashing down.
Yeah.
And that's a bad spot to be in, because that can freeze you and not even, allow you to take that next step, try again.
I think changing a lot of the things in the house too, like going to the oils, the healthy foods, just having the good stuff in the house rather than
Okay.
the bad stuff.
So,
So to speak.
yeah, well, hey, we're all going to have, as you said, we're all going to have those, whether they're events, holidays, or just have those certain foods that are, however you want to look at it, whether it's a reward, a treat, whatever. But the point is, to me, is being able to have a balance there, knowing, as you said, it's so important. You feel like you're able to, to have those occasions, and even if the scale does change, you know what to do.
Yep.
So it sounds like you're in control.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as we're kind of closing out here, what is it about, well, actually, let me say it this way. I kind of hear you saying that some of these other programs that you did, certainly I'm sure took work, but it sounds like, they were kind of, outside in. They were something that you were using, where it sounds to me like you've actually learned a lot going through this process.
Yes.
Yeah. And what are your biggest takeaways?
How to eat better, how to be disciplined for sure, and not go overboard, and accountability.
Yeah, and again, you've changed a lot of things, it sounds like, even in your pantry.
Yes.
You've made some changes there, you've got a different foundation.
Yep.
Yeah, which is so important. All right, so last question. Pretend you're talking to, somebody who's on the fence. They're at that point right where you were. They've tried some other things. Maybe they've tried a lot, and they're just not getting there, not being able to make that change and keep it. What do you say to that person?
Just do it.
Okay. Short and sweet. Well, thank you so much for
Thank
taking
you.
some time. Guys, I hope that you were inspired just like I am listening to Candice talk about her results here. And until next time, and we join together for another custom conversation. Be well, everybody.